Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine this is your last day, the final sunrise you will ever see, the last time you feel the warmth of the air on your skin, the last chance to speak to the people you love. Would you live this day differently? The Stoics whispered a phrase to themselves every morning, Memento Mori. Remember, you will die, not to terrify themselves, not to fall into despair, but to wake up, to see life with urgency, with clarity, with gratitude. Because when you remember death, you remember what it means to truly live. Death as life's hidden compass. Most of us live as if we are immortal. We waste time on petty arguments, meaningless distractions, endless scrolling. We delay dreams until someday, forgetting that someday is not guaranteed. The Stoics knew better. They knew that the shadow of death is not a curse. It is a compass. It tells you what matters. It strips away illusions. It forces you to ask, if I were gone tomorrow, what would I regret? And more importantly, what would I be proud of? Marcus Aurelius, the emperor's reminder. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, surrounded by wealth and armies, wrote in his private journal, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Think about that. The most powerful man on earth, who could command legions, who owned treasures beyond imagination, reminded himself every day that he could be dead by nightfall. Why? Because power can blind. Luxury can numb. Only death brings honesty. Death reminded Marcus that he was not a god, but a man. That time was short, and the true measure of his reign was not glory or conquest, but how well he lived each day. Seneca, a philosopher's final lesson. Then there was Seneca, advisor to Nero, one of the greatest Stoic writers. When Nero, his own pupil, turned against him and ordered his death, Seneca did not panic. He gathered his friends, embraced them, and opened his veins calmly. As he bled out, he continued to speak philosophy. His death was not silence, it was a lesson. Seneca had practiced memento mori his entire life. When death finally came, he welcomed it as an old friend. Epictetus, the slave who defied death in Epictetus, once a crippled slave, beaten so badly that he walked with a limp forever. His life was nothing but pain and hardship. Yet he said, "I cannot escape death, but I can escape the fear of it." Imagine him teaching in the dusty courtyards of Rome with no wealth, no possessions, and yet a kind of freedom emperors envied. Death held no chains over him. Fear could not touch him. Because once you accept death, you cannot be enslaved. Spartan warriors, the dance with death. And it was not only the Stoics. The Spartans, before marching into battle, were told by their mothers, "Return with your shield or on it." They embraced death not with despair, but with discipline. A Spartan warrior sharpened his sword knowing each fight could be his last. That knowledge gave him ferocity. It gave him honor. The awareness of death made him fearless in life. The samurai, death before dishonor. Across the world, the samurai of Japan lived with the same truth. In Hagakure, the book of the samurai, it is written, "The way of the warrior is death." This did not mean a death wish. It meant live each day ready to die. Do not hesitate. Do not cling to life so tightly that you fail to act. A samurai who woke each morning prepared for death lived with unmatched intensity. Every gesture, every decision, every duel carried the sharp edge of finality. Memento Mori was not just Roman, it was universal. Roman generals, the slaves whisper. Even at the height of Roman glory, when generals returned from victory parades, there was a ritual. As the crowds cheered, as golden chariots rolled through the streets, as captives were paraded in chains, a single slave stood behind the general whispering, "Memento Mori, remember you are mortal." Amid glory, amid triumph, the general was reminded, "You too will die." Why? Because unchecked pride leads to madness. Only the memory of death keeps you grounded, humble, human. Modern echoes of Memento Mori. And still, this truth echoes in modern times. Viktor Frankl, imprisoned in the Nazi camps, saw men stripped of everything. And yet he realized, the ones who survived were often those who found meaning, even in suffering. Death gave them urgency to live with purpose, no matter how short life was. Steve Jobs, after being diagnosed with cancer, said, "Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trapping you have something to lose." Death burned away illusion. It gave him clarity to build, to create, to live fully. And how many times have we heard it? From soldiers returning from war, from survivors of accidents, from patients who recovered from near death. They say the same thing. Life feels sharper now, sweeter, more real. Because when death brushes against you, you stop pretending you have forever. Practices of the Stoics. So how can we practice this today? Daily reflection. Each morning, whisper, "This day could be my last." Not to scare yourself, but to awaken yourself. Evening review. Before bed, ask, "If today were my final day, did I live it well?" Symbols of mortality. Keep a reminder on your desk, a skull, a stone, a simple token that whispers, "Time is finite." Voluntary discomfort. Sleep on the floor, fast, walk barefoot. Remind yourself that comfort is fleeting and death is certain. Confrontation. Visit cemeteries, read epitaphs. Remember, you too will join them. The Stoics did not avoid death. They rehearsed it daily, and because of that, they lived lives of rare intensity and freedom. The paradox, death as a gift. Here is the paradox the Stoics understood. Death is not an enemy. Death is a gift. If you live forever, sunsets would bore you. Friendships would lose urgency. Love would lose its fire. Ambition would lose its edge. But because life ends, everything matters. Every laugh, every hug, every sunrise, every chance to speak the truth. Death is what makes life precious. Living without regret. One day you will be on your deathbed, breath shallow, eyes heavy, surrounded by memories. What do you want to feel? Regret or peace? Will you whisper, "I thought I had more time"? Or will you smile, knowing you lived fully? That is the heart of Memento Mori. To live today so that when death comes, you greet it not with fear, but with gratitude. The final reflection. So remember this, you will die. You don't know when, you don't know how, but you do know this, you are alive now. Don't waste it. Don't postpone joy. Don't bury your dreams. Don't wait to tell people you love them. Memento Mori. Remember you must die. And in remembering, finally, truly, live. If these words touched you, if they made you pause, if they made you feel the fire of life in your chest, don't let them fade. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to this channel. Together, we will continue to bring the wisdom of the Stoics, reminders that sharpen your mind, strengthen your soul, and awaken your life. Be still, be strong, and remember always, Memento Mori.